ask you then, because you've got involved in you get involved in a lot of causes and stuff like that, and you're quite an activist. Is it because maybe that you were told you were worthless at some time, or you had that complicated upbringing? Does that make you more politically conscious and want to do stuff for people and that?
Well, I'm not sure if that's the reason. I just think perhaps I suppose. But I never thought about that. But I actually think it's more just I think it's a Scottish thing, and I think it's probably an Irish thing as well. A sort of Celtic understanding of injustice, and you know, I just think when there's people who are not getting a fair deal, and that can be, you know, gay people, or it can be people who are poor, or it can be injustice in any sorts of ways. I just, even if I weren't famous, I would have my say and want to try and help out. And I do think that as a Celtic thing, we don't like that. And so now, of course, I have more of a voice, and so you are asked to do more things because you are more effective.
Because you have that currency of celebrity.
Yeah.
And tell me, what kind of causes are you involved in?
I'm involved in, I'm an ambassador for a thing called the International Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission that kind of monitors abuses of human rights against gay people around the world. That's a great thing. It's called IGLHRC. That's the acronym. It sounds like an STD.
It's a catchy one, isn't it?
It sounds like an STD, but it's not. I'm sure. And you know, various things with AIDS and HIV. Also, I'm quite involved with things about with sex education, because you know, in America, my main residence is, during the Bush years, the only form of sex education that was federally funded was abstinence, and as we all know in Ireland, that doesn't work. And
doesn't it?
No,
okay.
No, Brendan. And so what else? There's quite a few. And
you've agitated quite a bit on gay marriage, and you're interested in people who are married and gay being allowed to adopt and stuff like that as well.
Well, yeah, well, that was interesting about that movie, was about that. But yes, I think that people, no matter what their gender or their sexuality, should be treated equally and have the same rights as any person. So it's you know, obviously gay marriage, for example, was something close to my heart because I wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm. And you did it twice, didn't you?
I did it twice, you know. Yeah. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. And a lot of people will be wondering, do I not remember him being married to a woman before? Because you were married to a woman before,
Yes, I
you?
was.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to be married to a woman, and then I got married to a man.
That's okay, yeah.
It's crazy, I know.
Do you think, do you think you're kind of moved into a more gay phase now, or
the pendulum has obviously swung.
Yeah.
But I still would consider myself bisexual.
Okay.
If we were going to get down to the nitty-gritty. I mean, I think, you know, and also I think it's important because I think bisexual people are sort of marginalised and maybe also not very, don't have much credence sometimes. And I think, you know, in my life, I've experienced both, and more than both sides of the spectrum, and enjoyed them all. And I don't think that now, because I'm over here, that it necessarily negates what was over there.
Of course, yeah.
So I just, you know, I like it all, and I think that that's fine. What about yourself, Brendan?
You know, I've mainly only tried the one way.
Mainly?
And I find, like you, being married now, that you have to kind of pretend you're going to stay on that side forever, because obviously you're going to stay with that person forever.
But never say never.
No, never say never. But I presume you tell your husband, look, I'm staying gay now, yeah?
I don't think he would. I mean, I think he would presume that, and I would presume that too. But you know.
Oh yeah, listen.
You know, we all have a few drinks, and.
Okay, well, we'll see in a minute. Can I talk to you about something? Can I talk to you about something slightly serious for a minute? We talked about the gay adoption.
Yes.
Something slightly more serious. You wrote a lovely letter to your 16-year-old self.
Oh, yes,
recall
yes.
that? And anyone who hasn't read it should look it up on the internet. It's actually a beautiful piece of writing. But you say in it, you're never going to have children, Alan. You're going to try in relationships with both women and men, but it doesn't happen, and that's okay too. Right now, you have the happiest family anyone could wish for, which is lovely. Have you given up on kids now, do you think? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, given up is not the right phrase, but I have, with Grant, my husband, sort of decided that it's not for us.
Okay, but you did. It's something that you did try
I was
down the
obsessed.
years.
I was trying to have kids with. I was obsessed with having children actually for a long time. I wrote a novel that's basically a thinly veiled expunging of my desire to have a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to have it with. I tried with my ex-wife. I tried with various relations. I tried with a man, and luckily it didn't. Well,
Yeah.
Try to adopt with a man.
And is it a big source of sadness for you now, or
No.
you're kind of over it?
No, I'm not sad about it at all, actually. I'm actually really glad. Because now I see all these... I think it's the thing about getting older as well. And just, I think, I thought that children would fulfill me in some way. And I think they would have. But then, if I'd done it... And I'm sure that if something happened now and we adopted a child, and it would be a beautiful thing. But right now, I think we both feel that we don't need kids to... And also, I see all my harried, exhausted friends who are like, we never have sex. Just don't have them. Things like that.
Yeah.
I don't... It's not like I've gone away from it or I feel sad about it. It's just that's the way it's happened, and, I feel perfectly fine with it.
Good. Can I ask you one thing before you go? How is Monica Lewinsky? I know she's a good friend of yours.
How is she
how is she now?
She's doing great, actually. She's in a really good place. She's happy, and it's been very hard for her, though, to move on with her life after that crazy thing to happen. And someone, I think it says a great thing about her character, that she was a young girl, fell in love with her boss, who just happened to be the most powerful man in the world, and she got vilified by the world, and it's been really difficult for her to move on, and yet she still has managed to have a sense of humour and to have and a great outlook on life. She's actually one of the most amazing people I've ever met in terms of dealing with great adversity. And
that thing has defined her whole life.
Of course it has. It's totally defined her, and that still is a problem in her life, that she can't really move on from that completely. But she's an amazing person, and if she were here, we'd be all having a laugh, and she'd be...
Are we not having a laugh? I thought we were having a laugh.
No, we are having a laugh. But it'd be even better if she were
Listen,
here.
Alan, it's been really lovely talking to you. Tricky, but lovely. And we could talk all night. But ladies and gentlemen, Alan Cumming.
Thank you.
Well, that's nearly it for this series. But before we go, I have to give away that €5,000 and a trip of a lifetime. So the answer to tonight's question was obviously Poland. We've got Eddie Wallace from Nina, County Tipperary on the phone. Eddie, are you there?
I'm indeed, Brandon. How are you?
How's it going, Eddie?
Great.
Where are you going to go on your holiday of a lifetime? Anywhere in the world?
Not too sure. Probably America, I would think, at this stage. I've nearly been everywhere else.
Oh, well, Tarkador. Okay. Well, listen, enjoy America. Well done.
Okay.
Good night, Eddie.
Thanks, Brendan. Cheers.
Okay,
Bye.
see ya. All right, that's it for tonight's show and for the series. I'd like to thank all my guests tonight. Alan Cumming, Paul Brady and Mickey Joe Hart, Kieran Duffy, Mick Byrne, Dr. Danielle Marr, and Audrey Fitzpatrick and Dave Mahon. So thanks to all our guests this season, and of course, thanks so much to you at home for watching. We'll see you in the autumn. Good night.